Good morning, welcome to Rise and Shine on YFM. And how are you doing?
Great, I'm doing well.
Happy New Year as well. I think your first time here?
First time.
First time. But it's great to have you on YFM.
It's good to be
here in Kumasi.
Thank you.
Joe Mettle, you know what I want us to do this morning? I'm pretty sure you've had several interviews, going to places here. We know Joe Mettle, winning VGMAs and all that. Today, I want us to document Joe Mettle. I want us to find out who Joe Mettle is. I'm sure that if I ask you to write myself right now, it would be very difficult.
Myself, I can still write myself. I like jollof rice. That thing was funny, man. It was a.
But you sure you can still write myself?
I think I can. Like maybe better than. I think what killed me during that time was the complexion.
I'm very complexion.
People who were dark always say they are very complexion.
Tell me, Dibaba, when it is that you are very complexion.
Say what copy will be like this. Hey, myself can copy.
Yeah. But then, so this morning, like I said, I want us to document Joe Mettle. Tell us from the beginning. Who's Joe Mettle? Where were you born? How did you get into the music?
Long stretch. All right.
Exactly.
Joe Mettle. Okay, so my full name is Joseph Oscar Niyama Mettle.
Okay.
I'm a Ghanaian by blood. Did I say by blood? I said something else. I'm a Ghanaian.
Okay.
The eldest of 6. What else? That's not much, eh?
Is he unable to write myself right now?
Right. I know. It's you have to think about it.
Yeah.
So I grew up in Accra Central, moved to Kolegono, to Gubese, Dansoman. I've been moving around a lot. So and then what else? This is hard. This is harder than I thought. Actually.
Yeah, maybe.
And I'm a marketer by profession.
Okay.
And a worshiper by calling. Basically, that's it.
Basically,
the rest of you would have to ask.
Of course, I'm sure I'll come along when I ask.
Yeah.
Now, tell us, growing up, was music something that you ever envisaged, thought you'd be doing?
Yes,
did you love it?
I did. I've always loved music. There were times when we, just after school, or even sometimes when we told our parents we were going to school, we didn't go to school, which was a bad thing. But then it wasn't because I wasn't going to school, but because maybe I was supposed to go and pay some fee, which I haven't paid, so I wasn't allowed to come to school. But because I knew I can also get some gig to go play or be somewhere where there was music, I would say I still had the chance to go to school, and then I would dress up in my uniform, step out, go do...
go play your gig.
You know. And so I've always known that I was going to do music. I loved music. I didn't know I was going to be allowed to, but I knew it was something I loved and something I wanted to do. So from the beginning, it was just the love and passion for it until I discovered, the intent of God towards what He wanted to do with me with respect to the music. And so that was when it became more serious than just a gig for me. And then it became more of the path and the calling that God wanted me to own. And
at what point did you actually take music that serious?
I took it serious at a young age, probably when I was about maybe 14, 15, thereabout. Because I had a revelation about what God wanted me to do from dreams, from prayer, and I had other men of God speak about it and all that. And so, but when I was growing up, I used to be told God is going to use you, God, and I didn't get what they meant by God is going to use you, until when the revelations and things started, and I realized that this is what God had for me, and so I started waiting on the gift.
Okay.
So I decided to wait on the gift, spend more time in prayer, spend more time knowing what the mind of God was for me, and then after that I started serving under people who had already walked that path. So I'm able to learn the ways of the Lord, learn what it means to be a music minister, and on and on. So that was how come I served the likes of the Cindy Thompsons, the late Narrates. After that, I became the lead singer for Soul Winners for a couple of years before I even went solo.
You seem to have known what you wanted to do very early. At age 15. Typically, it doesn't happen in Ghana. If it was elsewhere, It's okay. As a kid, you knew what you wanted to do from the scratch. At age 15 seems very younger in Ghana. Where were you then? Were you in school, as in senior high school or something, by age 15?
15, I was still, no, I think I was done senior. Was it? Yeah,
Secondary school?
I finished, primary, how many years ago?
You might never remember. That would be tough.
Yes, I think secondary then.
Secondary.
I just gone to secondary school. I was then in Modesco doing
Okay.
so because I wanted to also do architecture and all that. You know, so I started draftsmanship, started studying that because I was like, okay, the music. The thing they used to tell us was music.
Yeah.
So like get a profession. You can do music part time.
Yeah.
But I can say that if I was doing music part time, there was no way I would have been able to come this far. I didn't realize how much work it needed until I found myself in it. And so when I discovered it, I still had the other things running whilst I was still doing it. But I knew eventually I would step fully into it. And so when it was time, I just walked right into it. So I remember when I was done with uni, most people thought that I was going to get like a job or something. But when I was done with uni, straight away. In fact, I didn't even get to go to graduation.
Whoa!
I couldn't make it to graduation. I couldn't make it to matriculation because I had a trip during the
that
graduation.
period.
Yeah. So I couldn't make it.
Wow!
So I don't think I even wore the. I
just
went
the
to
gown
take
and all
my
that.
transcript and then that was it.
Of course, this one is no one else. Bononi, Mettle featuring Luigi McLean here on Y1025 FM. Joe, let's get prior to VGMAs. When the nomination came in and you were nominated for Artist of the Year, how did you feel and how did it get to you actually?
I felt honored. I think that normally being nominated just for that category is a good endorsement, like, or recognition, if I would say, enough to know that you're doing good works.
Okay.
And so it was good for me. The feeling was good.
The feeling was good.
Yeah. I was humbled and I was excited that the work is being recognized not just by the Christian community, but the music industry at large. Yeah.
Let's look at the revolution that seemed to have happened around that time. There seemed to be a core, a whole force behind you at that moment. Did you feel it? Or I was the one who was just witnessing it?
No, I did. I mean, at the point I realized it was beyond me. What was happening was not just me, but the whole nation. Because at the point I was like, you know what, this fight is not my fight. It's something that the whole nation said, this is what's going to happen, and they made it happen. And so I didn't know what God was doing that time, but I liked it.
But prior to that, you getting the nomination and looking at the artists you were in there and looking at how people, the hip life industry has always dominated in that category and won for several years. Did you feel a bit
I sort of believed that anything was possible. There's something that I had someone say, and I normally say that it says anybody who gets into the category has a possibility of winning. And the possibility means anything can happen. Anything can turn into anybody's favor.
Yeah.
Sometimes you know how you're like, this guy's going to win. And then something turns around a few weeks too. And then, you know. So I knew one day I was like, anything is possible. So I sort of closed my mind and just watched and to see what was going to happen. But at a point, the way the buzz and everything was going, I knew that the way this thing is going, anything is possible. So I just had to chill. People said stuff, I heard things, but I was like, you know what, it's an award. If we don't win, we walk home. If we win, we'll still take it home.
Is that more like the most tense award category you've ever had yourself in? Feeling like...
It was a tough category, you know, with all the guys in there. These guys do great works as well. And so it was a tough call. And you know, normally the whole thing about you being a gospel act, so you don't stand a chance and all that. So that would put more on my side than them because they're always used to competing in those categories. But like I said, it got to a point, the way that the country was going, I realized that this wasn't just my representation, it was a representation of the whole gospel genre. And that was when I felt comfortable that, you know what, this is a gospel thing. It's not just a Mettle thing, and so it's a whole force. So I had to just cool back and see things play by itself as God wanted it to.
Let's look at the VGMA night before we come to the new single which you've dropped. On the night, when you got seated and they said that the most prestigious award on the night, and then they were delaying a bit, you know, just to build the attention, the hype and all that. And they finally mentioned Mettle. Share with me that feeling. If only you could actually paint that mental picture for us.
Well, how was the feeling like? It was more like, oh wow, it's happening. It was like more of those kind of exciting feelings that you don't know how to express.
Did your legs feel heavy to walk from where you were to the stage?
No, it's excitement. So your leg is not supposed to feel heavy.
Okay.
If it was still, you know, those kind of things where they call all the nominees forward and it's
and they have to choose one.
But this one, they said you won. Why would your leg feel heavy again?
But I mean, like
it was a like the bomb kind of feeling, like it drops on you and then it makes you rather sober.
Yeah.
Because you don't know whether to jump, whether to shout, you don't know what to do. So it makes you rather calm.
Okay.
You know, it gets me calm because I didn't know how to express it. But it was a very exciting feeling. It was a very happy feeling, and I can tell you for a fact, like the jubilation was just bad. Like it was just, if people could take shots of different places, you'd be blown away. A friend of mine told me, said they were on campus, like Legon campus, and most of the campuses, like people ran out of their halls and whatever, came out, like you could hear the shout. So that was one of the things that encouraged me, that the support was not just coming from one, it was the whole place, you know. And
if I could make an input, for me, it felt like, you know, when Ghana qualified to the World Cup,
it was
and Asamoah Gyan had to put in that ball, and he scored against US.
If that ball had entered the net, oh my God. You know, things that will happen. And that was the feeling. And so I felt really honored and felt really humbled. And I think one of the things too that it did for me was it got me doing more. Yeah. Because I realized that there were too many people who were looking up to what I stood for and the music and everything. It's been a blessing, and they would want more music. And so the love that I received from people and all that got me really working harder and trusting God for, you know, better things. And I think to the glory of God, it was actually after that we actually even came out with Bononi. It was after the VGMA. The VGMA, yeah. And it's even made more impact, and the other songs that has followed and all. So I was encouraged, I would say. I was really, really encouraged. And
looking at the trends, one thing that has happened is that it's said that when you win the VGMA Artist of the Year, then your career, I'm sure you've heard it.
Yeah, I did hear it.
Does that scare you a bit?
I was told, but do you think that mine went down?
No.
Yeah, so I think I got my biggest hits actually after
the VGMA.
Yeah, and I was sharing with some people that sometimes it's also the pressure from the public and probably some of the stakeholders, maybe the media and a few people. There's so much expected of the Artist of the Year after the win that sometimes when you don't take care, you take that pressure in and you'll be doing too much because you're trying to also live up to what
the demands of the people.
And I had the same thing. I mean, I had people bashing me left, right, center. He's one of the worst artists of the year.
Whoa!
Oh yeah, I got. Oh yeah, like there were stories, like bad ones. I mean, where people were analyzing why they think and all that, and they expected more. I also was not moved.
You're not moved. No. So that did not really affect you. It didn't get to you.
Yeah, because what I explained to the guy, one of the people were like that. I had my plans before I won the award. I didn't start the year thinking I was going to win the award. If I did know that, what I would have done was I would have had a plan for the year that had the award winning in addition. But I didn't. So once I didn't have it, my plan still stays intact. All I could do was just do it even better than I planned. That's all I could do. And so I had to hold and work behind the scene, because if not, I would have messed up every plan I had for the year. And we kept it. I told my guys, I know that they are coming up, but let's just still keep our cool, do what we have to do, and look at where things have come to. And so I'm grateful to God that we kept what we're doing. We didn't change anything.
You kept to your plan.
Yeah.
So you would advise that people keep to their plans. They should stick to the books.
I get it that there's an expectation from the people, but they will not know what you have in your head, and they will never know what you have planned.
Yeah.
So keep to what you're doing. Unless maybe what the plan you have is actually empty or not enough to probably live up to what they expect you to. Because I think that if they awarded you, which means that you did something good as well.
Exactly.
So why would you throw all away and do something else because they said you won? You know, the strategy you won with, you keep it. You just do it better.
Course. Yeah.
You step it up. Rather, so don't let anybody push you into doing something you are not ready for. Because sometimes you realize that you throw so much out there within a short time, then you don't have anything else to do. If you also don't take it, you might overwhelm the people with so much. You don't know which ones to take. And then that's how sometimes then. So it's not like the people don't release good stuff. They do sometimes. But then you realize that it's all over the place so much. You don't know which one to enjoy. And then they say, you know, they are the people's career. But I don't think even that's the case. Sometimes there's too much expectation of them. That's also the issue. Okay.
So Mettle tells us, and I'm getting a couple of tweets coming in. There are questions, there are other things. Also, I have this one coming in from Baxterbex. He says, I want more hit songs this year and do collaboration with Stoneboy. Hey, somebody wants a collaboration. Have you ever thought of doing a collaboration with any of the hip life, high life artists? Any of them?
It's a question I hear a lot. I was explaining on another station that most of the things I do, especially major decisions like that, I need to be led to do it. I'm careful so that I don't change the whole plan. There's always a plan for the year, so I need to be sure that that's what God wants me to do. Until then, it stays the way it is.
Until then, it stays the way it is. Now, people have also asked this question about ever playing in an obscure place, like in a nightclub and at a party, something.
Same answer.
Same answer.
If God says go. You know why? Because when I do it with that direction, I have the backing of God because He asked me to.
Yeah.
So even if it doesn't sit well with the people around me or the industry or whatever, I know that I have that
the backing of God, and
He knows
that's
what
most important.
Yes. So at the end of the day, you realize that the purpose or the reason why He asked me to would unfold, and probably the people that didn't understand will understand. But if I do it per the fact that I think that okay, this is the way to go,
and this will make the people happy,
I will miss it. I'll miss the whole thing.
Sergio J says you are a good artist. Keep doing good music. God richly bless you.
God bless you too.
Somebody is asking. He says, "NY, please, I want to ask Minister Joe Mettle that is he having." I'm sure you've heard this question before. Even before I ask the full question. Can you answer? If you have a girlfriend or you have a fiancé, or
yeah, she's there.
She's there.
She's there, pa.
So, guy, if you're a lady and you're interested, I'm sorry. Joe Mettle says she's there, pa. Wanna exist. There's Montana says, God bless you, man. Joe Mettle preaching out the word of God through music. You've got a new one that we are going to talk about. What went into this particular song that we are talking about today?
Everyone needs Jesus. The point is everyone needs Jesus. The Bible says, for all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We always need Him. We need Him every day of our lives. I think this song was more of a song written in a very hard time of my life, when I had to cry out to Him. Not that I didn't have them before, but I think there were times when you get so experienced, if you don't take care, you might shift a bit of focus, thinking that the people around you are, or the people that comes to your aid are the one God have placed there, which is true, but you depend so much on them that you miss spending too much time with Him. And so that's why I say that sometimes you don't know that He's all you need until He's all you have. When everyone has left you, when there's no one there, it will make you appreciate the fact that it's important that you always keep Him in your life. And so it was one of those times when I had to cry out and trust God for a miracle and for a deliverance. And so that's how the song came about.
The song is out already online.
It is out online.
How is it doing online?
Amazing.
I know for your iTunes and Spotify account.
Those ones come back later, but then it's doing amazing. We've been getting just amazing testimonies already. One of the visions of this song is to draw people back to the place of prayer.
Okay.
And more like a sense of conviction and a sense of conviction for them to know that they need Jesus more in their lives than they've always. We need to, in that time that we live in, we need to spend more time with the Lord. We need to have our steps ordered by Him day in, day out, because there's so much wickedness out there that without the help of God, I don't know how we're going to make it. And so it's part of the songs that are going to that is going to spark up a revival.
Okay.
This year our theme is the wind of revival, and so that's part of the campaign that we're embarking on. So this is just a start. This is just the beginning. This song was released just on Wednesday, just this Wednesday.
And I just saw the figures on YouTube, 122,000 views.
Well, actually, the video was actually released Wednesday, somewhere around 2 p.m. or 3 p.m.
Wow.
And it's already doing amazing things. The testimonies are just mind-blowing, and we give God glory.
You seem to be coming from a place where your music is focused on prayer, getting closer to God. I mean, how does it happen? Because there are people, there are others who are doing praises and all that. Yeah,
we do.
I know you do it.
Yeah.
But most of your music, most of your songs are prayer focused. Is that also a direction you've been given?
It is,
or
and like I said,
that's your strong.
Yeah, like I said, I do it per the leading. You know, I've actually had this song for a while, but I felt that it wasn't time for it to be released because God knew what He was doing, and I don't know how He does it through me, but I'm always grateful that He puts it in your spirit for a time as this and says, "This is the time now. Release it."
Okay.
You know, and so. And somebody will say, you brought it at the time I needed it the most.
Yeah.
And that's when I know that God is at work.
He's at work.
Because it's like He knows the hearts of the people. He knows the needs of the people. He knows what His people need. He knows what would resonate well with His people and bring or draw them back to Himself and all that. So that's and I'm always grateful that it happened. And the thing is, this song is not just a blessing to the people listening. It's a blessing to me.
To you as well.
It was one of the songs that really worked on me. I'm not even going to like when we were recording, not even when we were recording, it messed me up big time.
Share with us.
Yeah, I think I went to the studio to lay the guide, and then Koda sent it back to me. It was done by Koda.
Yeah.
So he sent me the guide to listen through so that we get ready for my vocals. Whilst I was just running through, I just broke down in tears and in prayer. During the time I was just rehearsing it, just to go do it. I thought it was enough, but in the studio when we're working, it happened again. And he started laughing at me. He was like, you know, your own song is getting to you.
Yeah.
But when he was also working on it, it got to him
as well.
Yes.
So the miracle started working right in the studio.
Right in the studio. And that was when I was convinced that God is up to something.
And I know whoever is going to listen to this song at this particular moment is going to be worked on as well. Before we part ways this morning, I know this song is going to be on our playlist. It's going to feature in our playlist every day. That's a promise from my side.
Thank you.
But
thank you.
I wanted to do a live version of this in here. I mean, just yourself. You want to sing it?
Oh, a brief for you before I run.
Yeah.
Okay. Other people to kill us. Me Jeffrey Yesu, me kradofu. Dan when he share me imagine kwa. Me ni obia obechi chachi me. Miri renyi na shewumu. Se me ni obia obechi chachi me. Miri renyi na shewumu. Soon some krong. Beshe me ma. Women mami uye. Shemi wakwa mami fasu. Na mama bravo and so weni. Mi Yesu. Wukutoni meni dasu. Majin kwa Yesu. Majin kwa Yesu, wukutoni, meni